Hey guys, welcome to another stream, and actually my second video for today. First one wasn't a stream; it was just a video of the my progress on the shuttle. So yeah, after Tuesday shutting down and looking at the Enterprise book and actually at the pile of parts that was in front of me, I found the light that I was looking for. It was right in front of me. It was one of the ones that came with the yes, goofy shirt, Eric. It was one of them that came with the Pack 19. Matter of fact, if I had bothered to read what it said, it was 19. The light was 19 something, 19F, I think it was. So I have to get back, figure out where I left off, and go from there. Okay, there we go. It's good for you. Goofy's good for you, Eric. So hope if you guys got a chance to catch it, I hope you enjoyed the show from earlier. It was, well, I've been working on those lights off and on, the tower lights off and on for the space shuttle. And so I figured not everybody would know how to do this. It was something that I just came up with actually when I was working on a model, what was it? It was a sternwheeler. That's how I did the lights inside of it. I don't think I've ever posted anything on HLI or YouTube for that matter on that sternwheeler. I need to. It was an awesome build. It was, I want to say I built it like 4 years ago, but I had a lot of fun with it. So got a lot. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. I agree. Those lights, when I look from out of the room in the dark at those lights when they're on, they look so cool to me. They look just awesome. So still a lot to do in issue 6. So I'm going to flip to Droid Cam and we'll get started on this thing. And let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. Those lights were actually why I was delayed on the shuttle for a while, was figuring out how to do them because that one piece that I melted. Okay. So when I left off on Tuesday, I had this light for here, but I couldn't figure out which light went there. It's actually this light here that goes there. Let me back the camera up just a hair. So this light will go here. This one will go back where it was before here. But before I do that, I just took all these windows or these escape pods off because they keep popping out. As I come across them, I'm going to go ahead and super glue the ones that are not, just to get them to behave. I also have seen on some other people's builds, there's going to be some seam work on here. So this probably is not the last time this will go on here because there's light leakage behind the on the top of the saucer. And if you have light leaks, you have air leaks. Captain Picard is now dead because he walked into a room that had no air. Okay, glue is tightened, or super glue in this tube set on the cap. And I will let you guys know it is really comfortable in this room. It's 94 outside and 81 in here. It's because it's a sunroom. It gets lots of sun and it lets it right through. I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 windows and 2 full-size glass doors. I got all that trouble and this tube is dead. So let me get a new tube, which just happens to be right here. Make sure this one is not open. Yeah. Looks like Donnie did not make it back in yet. Donnie is out killing his grass. He likes to say decapitating it. I like to call it killing it. It is, Mark. It is extremely hot. That's why I do a lot of stuff in here at night. And it's getting cooler. Right now, it's the hottest part of the current couple of weeks. By next Monday or Tuesday, I think it's back down to in like 83. But next weekend, we're heading back up into the low 80s, if not into the 90s. Let me find one of these things. Okay. Trying to remember how these went on here. So these the red line, which is supposed to be an identification text. It is, it's an identification. It's a text identifying a number, identifying which escape pod it is on the studio model and on the aftermarket stickers that you can get. But on the parts themselves that came with the kit, it's just a red line. At this point, I'm okay with that. Like I've said on Discord, I may eventually buy the stickers. I'm not going to spend £110, not euros, pound, on the dry rub decals. This really cool one here. That's the HLI FX001. It's been sitting there on my desktop or on my tabletop here for over a month, flashing like that because I like to burn my stuff in. It's really cool. I agree. It's a basic Starship lighting, and you can get it you can get it at the HLI or HobbyLink International store. And they're about to come out with a second one, which is going to be actually designed for specific model kits. I believe one was the Klingon Bird of Prey. Then there was the bat plane. And I forget what the third one was. And I feel bad because it was a cool one, too. And of course, when those come out, being the way I am, I will probably have to buy 2 of each. And they sell them, right now they're currently selling them as a set with all the LEDs, all the bells and whistles and LEDs. But they sell just the board here, this little bitty board, which is about a half an inch on a side. They sell that for $15. Don't know what the FX02s are going to cost. I just realized something, guys. Sorry for the shakiness, but I happened to look down at my droid cam window and I'm waiting. I don't see the link. Looked at my droid cam window and I needed to plug in my phone. Hang on, Eric. Let me see if I can find it. So, new tab, shop. That is the link to the board only, and then from there you should be able to navigate in the shop to get the ones with the LEDs. One with the LEDs, and it actually has a lot more than just the LEDs. It has the plug, it has the jack for going into the stand or the model. Some wiring, I think. It's got a lot of stuff to it. Well worth it. Well, I mean, I have two. There's one here but yeah, I have two. One here and one right here, which is the one that, that's the one that it has remained closed for right now. Change windows. So I was looking at the YouTube only window, and that just screwed me up because I didn't see what I was currently doing. Okay, so those are all glued in. Last thing I did was put these windows in here. So now this goes back again. Oh, sorry. So this goes back right here. I'm just looking to make sure I've got it correctly positioned. There's your problem. I'm sitting there trying to push it further back than it's supposed to be. That lug and that lug go on there, but hang on. Let me position it this way first. I see how it should go. So that lug should drop in right there. Oh, you know what? So here's my problem. I'm trying to put this part here. This part belongs over here. Actually, not quite there. It belongs. Hang on. Look, you put it in the right place, it falls right into where it's supposed to go. I think I did. I picked up both the screws with my arm. Grab that. And by the way, while I'm doing shout outs to HobbyLink International, I'd also like to shout out to Mark Schumann, Eric Rascal's Hobbies, McAllister, make sure I'm grabbing the wrong thing. Eric McAllister, Donnie Dougherty, Spencer Wolf, great group of guys. All of us are regulars over at HobbyLink International. And most of us should be on a live stream tomorrow at about noon. So let me see, there's 4 EM screws. The screw box would be good to have handy. What, my Enterprise? I don't think so. I don't think so. You tend to crash everything there, Crash. This is much too expensive of a model to crash. I'll let you borrow a picture of it. Okay. Let me make sure which this light goes in here. I've just got one screw partially in just so that I can hopefully plug the lights in, and of course this is going to be panned from the, okay, that one's in. Let me turn this around so it matches the instructions, otherwise I'm going to get screwed up. I have seen him post a picture of the crash from Generations in the recent past. I'm sure he would. And sneaky. This light, this wire has to slide up under here. I'm not sure how far it needs to go, but it's showing it's going up underneath here. I don't think that's going to work well. If I put it here, it's going to be really hard to push the skin of the ship down to where it's supposed to be. I'm going to put it around for right now, and if I have to, I'll make adjustments later. Big bada boom. Big bada boom, Eric. That's another movie that I like a lot. The Fifth Element. Someday I might have to hunt down a kit for it. What amazed me in Generations is that the saucer didn't come apart. To me, that was just a little bit unrealistic. I mean, what kind of material is the saucer supposed to be made out of? Vibranium? Is that possible? So that one's there. This is what should have happened on Tuesday. So now you see, finish these last two screws. I'm putting the last screw in, and I'm going to tighten the first one that I did just to hold it in place. So this is what I should have done on Tuesday. This one here, let me see, yeah, you can see that. This one here is the one that was originally attached. This one came with the part 19, stage 19, and I just didn't recognize that they went in here. I know you did. I saw the crash on the rust bucket. Doesn't make any sense that this thing didn't come apart at all in the crash. So what they're saying is to take so we already did one. Now they're saying to take these, it looks like. The remaining one. I have 2 stickers left. It says take the remaining one. I must have missed a sticker somewhere. That was not soft ground. That was hard ground. I saw it. It tore a strip for a long time. So these 3 must be saying to take these. That's a movie I need to watch again soon, is Generations. Good movie. We actually watched Mad Max Fury Road again last night. Been a while since we'd seen it. It looks like there's 4 coming out of here. Still, I think it should have done a lot more damage to the ship when it crashed. So 2 bundled harnesses, similar to what I'm doing on the space shuttle build. Now I take all of these, flip them out. Oh, and it's saying to take. I see. It's because it was pine trees. It's saying to do the power supply or power light test with this. This sucks, but I have a second one in this issue. Don't know why they insisted on that kind of a configuration. So let me unplug the blinky board again, so I do every time I test. Bring this down to about 4 volts because I don't need to blow up anything on the Enterprise. Somebody wants to blow it up for me. Yeah, you're right. JJ Price kind of survived pretty well too after getting chopped into little pieces by bees. Bees can be bad. So I'm not sure if you guys can see the lights. No, you can see that one. Yeah, I just looked at the video. You can see both as they come on. Or should I say all 3? Doesn't look bad, and what I've seen is not this seam. This seam, I think maybe this seam, have some severe light leaks. 24 volts, you got it. Not. The 24 volt kid is here. We call him Crash. So those are all working, or should I say still working. Now let's double check on these 4. And if I will tell you, if the light leaks are not bad enough to see in a semi-lit room, like, well, this is actually pretty bright, but in a semi-lit room, I may not worry about them. I probably will because I light most of my stuff, so my display room tends to be dark. Come on. Sometimes I have to talk to my models. There we go. So 1, 2, 3. These all look good, except, and I saw that this right here, I'm probably going to have to loosen the panel itself. Or as some people have suggested, maybe take some paint and put it in there. Because it's right now it's wedged in there pretty good. But that black window there is cool. Donnie, is all your grass decapitated? Now, this is the worst light leak I've found so far, and that's going to be probably I'm not going to do it on camera because if I have to clean it up, it's going to be a mess. But Tulip might even fit down in there because that's a pretty good size hole. By the way, in case you're curious, tonight I'm drinking hard cider. Hey Jalen, how's it going? Okay, so let me go ahead and unplug these. And actually I'm starting to stream it just whatever time, just to keep you guys on your toes. Or when the mood strikes me and I have time. Hope you guys don't mind. It is flipping hot in here and you can't see me anyway, and I will try to remember to put it back on before I cool. Like the A10. It's hard to get it out of the bottle. Suck really hard. No, what I was saying is it's 81 degrees in here, 46% humidity. I have taken my shirt off and I will try to remember to put it back on before I put myself back on camera. Because that's not something you guys ever want to see again. Or ever want to see. You can't get that image out of your head. Wow. So I just put it in there just to see if that was where it fits. And this is actually the next step. Put that in there. 3 DP screws. I won't. Like I said, nobody wants to see that, and you can't unsee it if you do. I agree, Mark. I think that's why we have the live stream it earlier in the day, so it's not so flipping hot when we do it. Of course, there's been a video or two that I've seen, you know, it turned out that Eric was wearing a tank top, but in other videos it looked like he was without shirt. Here is the third screw in that part of the phaser ring. I was thinking the same thing. That should be copper colored. Actually, not on there, but I happen to have Internet Explorer right in front of me. Images. You know, it actually looks like it might not be. That looks like it might be the right color, because I'm looking at models and things like that that have it dark like that. Maybe we remember it as copper because that's how it looks like when it fires. So that's that part. Let me get the Cobra neck, as I've heard it called. I kind of like that name for it. That and this piece right here. Are you sure that's not what Kenny was talking about? I mean, Kenny's going to be the first one that shows up as there will be nudes. Okay, so there, to line this up, wow. Once it's on there, it does not want to come off. fits very well. So to line this up, there's a lug here, and a lug here, and then several down the rest of the Cobra head that these pop onto. And these first two, when you line up the one here and here, the whole thing literally just falls into place and it's there. I'm sure this is because it's going to need a lot of support for that head, the head of this, or the saucer. Nude Modelers Association. I'm not sure about that. See, I say the same thing, Kenny. No one wants to see me nude either, let alone shirtless. Welcome, glad you were able to make it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 8 screws. Let me see what it says there. 10. I'm missing 2 somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, got them. Yeah, nude modeling and hobby knives might not be a good idea. Nude knives. How about, yeah, nude modeling. And watch where you drop the glue. That could lead to a really sticky situation. I made it funny. So I will try and make sure you guys see where each one of these goes after I skip showing the first one. First one is right here, right there. Next one is going to be in that spot there, one here, and one here. A soldering iron accident, nude modeling could just be catastrophic. Not something you ever even want to think about. So I'm going to finish the 4 on this side first and show them to you. Speaking of soldering iron, what did everybody think of my crazy method of how to put those LEDs on the tower here? Soldering drops could be really bad. That's something you don't come back from. Okay, so there are those 4. One there, one there, one there, one there. Next 2 are going to be the 2 in the middle here. Thought for a second there that one was cross-threaded, but it went in. And I get the impression, just with the fact that this part is having 10 or there's 10 screws to hold these 2 parts together, that this is a substantial ow, Jalen, don't do that. This is supposed to support the saucer pretty substantially. So there's two more screws there, and then the other 4 are the same over here. Yeah, that would hurt just a little. I got lucky when I was in the Air Force and didn't fry my hand when my troop put the circuit breaker in for the pitot probe heat. I was a radar tech, and so we would pull weight on wheels, and probe heat comes on anytime weight on wheels is off so that you don't freeze your probes. And those probes only heated up to about 1400 degrees. And my thing was, because you always check to see, you kind of want to check and see if, make sure that nothing happened, that the probes didn't heat up. My thing was always slap the pitot probe as I walked by. And I hit my hand here against it and almost grabbed it because it was at 1400 degrees. And I'll tell you, I do the same thing sometimes with my soldering iron. Sometimes I find out that the tip is not screwed down all the way, and I'm like, I want to tighten it. Yeah. Matter of fact, you probably can't see it. My hand, when I hit that probe, because I was moving, the natural instinct of your hand when it gets hot like that is to grab. Because I was moving, I just burnt my fingers. It was not a fun day. So this and this are the end of stage 19. Let me zoom out a little bit. Almost can't even get the saucer in screen. Well, you know, I wasn't always a first sergeant. Used to be an aircraft mechanic. Okay, so and of course, stage 20 has windows. More windows. Lovely windows. Let me see if this is the exact same one as. Isn't that cute? Oh, okay. Hang on. This could make me very grumpy. And that's actually not the exact same design as the first one. But this could make me grumpy. Interesting. So we have the battery box, but it does not come with the cover in this stage. So a couple more of the escape pods, some screws, many screws. Piece of the skin along with a light backing, more black windows, and this time I'm going to pay attention to how many of these things I have, just so I don't feel dumb because I couldn't figure out which lights they were. I hope so too, but it looks to me to be the exact same thing. It wasn't the battery box so much as this door here. I could put this battery box back together. But I'm going to wait and see. And this one has a switch. And I'm really kind of disappointed with what Eaglemoss did with this. I've read that there are 5 of these things inside the ship. So you can't just turn on the ship. You have to turn on 5 separate places, which is crazy. Which means I will be getting a, when somebody comes out with one, 5, Jalen, supposed to have 5 of these things from what I've heard. If that's true, I will be finding a way to either wire it, or I will be buying an aftermarket mod. So let me make sure. Towards me, this way. Make sure I've got them the right way. These go in from the back. This time I'm just going to put the glue around. I will rewire it if I have to. And just to make Spence feel good, I will put the 4.5 volts for the whole thing. That didn't work good. For all of the different circuits through magnet wire. Spence will like that. Yeah, it needs to have a wall wart available. Every other one of the Eaglemoss and the Agostini, don't know yet about the T800, but every other one of them had a wall wart available. I'm sure the T800 will have one as well. So let me put these screws away. Got some BP. And I am using this stupidly large screw box. It will be great for model parts later on. Some DP screws and some more EM screws. Oh no, I'm sorry. These are BM screws. Yeah, batteries are ungodly expensive. And we have about 40 clocks. My wife has a clock collection. We have about 40 battery operated clocks. We have not yet put all the batteries in them. So let me see. How many does it say? 18 clear, 17 dark. That's 10 per thing. And let's see if we can not drop this like I did on Tuesday. That was just so enjoyable. Spence is farming. Is he growing batteries? Because God knows we need batteries. That would be called running for the to use a wall wart with 5 separate battery boxes. Somehow I would have to set up a parallel circuit to go to each one of them. There would have to be some resistance in there somewhere so that no one battery location could take everything, all the juice. I've had that happen with LEDs before, where I've had them wired without any kind of... I had them wired without resistors because I had enough voltage drop on the LEDs, but one of my LEDs just wouldn't light because it wasn't getting enough power because all the other ones that were upstream of it. You can only do that, calculate the voltage drop and not put resistors on if you're putting the LEDs in series. In parallel, it won't work if you don't have the resistors. Eric will blow up all your LEDs. I don't think they're going to. I really don't. No, Donnie, I'm not going to do it again. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 17 of the black ones. Okay. Actually, I might flip it over, Donnie, when I'm done, just because I learned my lesson. I'm gluing these suckers in. You saw that at the end of the last video. See, Eric's got his 24 volts out already. There you go. Wait, Kenny, why doesn't he just go to 440? Because don't some of the really high tension lines go 440? One LED gets hit by 440 AC. There is not even wires left. That is true, except for the windows are very small. 4, 6, 8, 10. Get over there. I've got one window trying to escape. Kenny and I are going to have a competition as to which mundane task we can get people to watch longer. I don't know if I could get you guys to watch 8 hours of me putting these little windows in. But I do know I was one of them. We watched Kenny put wood down for 8 hours. We'd have to do it on Discord, Kenny. If we ever can figure out how to get you on there. Every time I do these windows, I remember how much I love them. They are so awesome. True, it's not mundane. You're not a moron, Kenny. You just haven't figured out the combination. It's not that hard, actually. I think what it is, Kenny, is that you don't have your shop completely set up, and it's just disagreeing with you to be disagreeable. So let me see. Is this? Yeah, this glue is. Maybe there's enough liquid there to do something. There was still some residual glue on the front. That's it. Kenny's allergic to Discord. We should get him an allergy shot. Speaking of Sunday stream and Discord and all this, you working tomorrow, Kenny, or did they give you one day off this week? Yeah, we never have any technical problems on the Sunday stream. No echoes ever, no complete loss of sound. Everything goes 100% right every single stream.
I don't know that one.
Someday I'm going to remember to unplug her before I do a stream. Nope, Moderna doesn't count. So, no OT, or you're not working at all? And by the way, I think that when they do no OT on Saturday, that's just BS. Should talk to some guy who's been in charge, been there for a while, like 20 some years, with red hair, and ask him why they don't give OT on the weekends. Oh wait, that's you. Ah, I see. Well, that's good. That means you can catch the whole live stream tomorrow, the group live stream, and maybe we can even figure out how to get you onto it. I mean, Eric has figured out how to photobomb as well. Not photobomb, but jump in on his cell phone when he's out in the park. This is going surprisingly well. before I do anything else. Knock on wood. There we go. There's good thing I did that because the glue had grabbed a hold of my thumb. If I had not knocked on wood, the glue would have held me and never let me go. The glue on these is not quite dry. It had grabbed my thumb. Have a good one, Jalen. Family's okay. In moderation, as long as you don't have to see them all the time. Good luck. Making pizzas? Are you making enough for everybody, Donnie? Actually, my wife is going to make some schnitzel in a little while. She already made cucumber salad. So we're going to have a pretty good dinner, and then we're going to go up and partake of the movie room again because it's so cool to have it back again. No, that's the thing, Shu. You don't have enough voltage. The HLI board needs 48 volts to run. That window was taking off for parts unknown. I don't think the HLI board has died. I just have a feeling. Because I know of one that has been running for over a month without any problem. Oh, you're talking my HLI board has died. No, actually, Eric, it has not died. Where'd it go? I forgot. After I did the flight test on the Enterprise to plug it back in. And it's important that I have it plugged in because it's also, that's interesting. Oh, duh. HLI board will work on 4 volts, but LED tape will not. Oh, and now, because I started it at 4 volts, it didn't want to play nice. There. There. I thought you meant your HLI board had died. Gardening today, Kenny. Ground is too wet. Prepping a bathroom for renovation next week. That sounds wrong there, Spence. I don't want to know about how you're prepping a bathroom. Hey, GB, welcome to the stream. So I'm in stage, for anybody who just showed up, we finished stage 19. I'm now working on stage 20. About to put the wrong windows in. Working on stage 20, and my plan is to finish out issue 6 today. I would leave it as one section, Kenny, because my shop is pretty substantial, and I could actually make it. Actually, he's got my office in here too for work right now. But I like having the large space. There is that. Eric's right on that. Sound quality. But on the other hand, you never know when you're going to want to film on the other side of the studio or shop. Damn it. But I think you were only planning on one filming area. And I'm with you there, Kenny, because when I did my video earlier, I brought stuff over here so I could film. You have a whole corner of the living room? That must be nice, Donnie. I think, to be honest, I'm thankful for... Hang on, reading Kenny's comment. Someday I might get a shirt mic. What was I saying? Oh, I think it's important just to have a spot. It doesn't matter how big it is, doesn't matter if you have to put it away. Just having a spot to do this is fantastic. I started out, my shop was in the closet. We literally had a closet in a spare bedroom that I put matter of fact, it's my solder station. The table I have across the room was in that closet, and I've grown from there. I don't need a shirt. I can just grab it, pinch it on my chest. Yep. I remember that was a really cool little corner you had, Kenny. And I know you guys put the Christmas tree in there every year because that's when Kenny stopped doing videos. Had to put up the shop for Christmas. Oh, come on. The glue is getting a little bit more tacky because it's drying. I think I need to clean the pin on the pin vise. Oh, by the way, Kenny, since I'm guessing you're going to put the Christmas tree up in your shop. That's funny. But on the other hand, Kenny, with it being in the garage, you could put it in there and still have room to model. And yeah, I am a little bit hardcore when it comes to some things because my last squadron, which was a recruiting squadron up in Milwaukee, I would go out on office visits, and a 14 to 16 hour day, a couple hours driving, a couple hours in the office, 14 to 16 hours before I got into a hotel was not uncommon. And a few days were longer than that, and my recruiters used to call me an Iron Man because I would get in the car and drive out to visit them and be in the car that long. These days, being in the car that long kills me. The last time I went on a really long trip, and that was from here in Illinois to go get my son in South Carolina, I almost couldn't walk for 3 days after. Well, it was from here to South Carolina, back, 1 day's break, and then up to Omaha. So basically, about 3 days in the car, 4 days in the car, because I spent the night up there in Omaha with him. It was about 4 or 5 days between both trips in the car, and could not walk anymore. Not built for that anymore, unfortunately. Come on, get on there. Doing corner bar, that's awesome. Live tree goes up in the living room, fake tree downstairs, and one in the shop. That's pretty cool there, Kenny. Of course, somebody, we'll call him Crash, gets no end of irritated the fact that I have a Goofy wrapped up in Christmas lights up in the shop right now. Almost done with this one here. Let me see, what are we at right now? Looking. Not too bad. An hour 8. Maybe I won't finish this one because I know Kenny's planning on streaming. When are you planning on streaming tonight? Hey Kelly, welcome to stream. Say hello to Elaine as well. Should have known that was going to come. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate it. Last 2 windows. And this time it doesn't matter if I drop it all over the place because they're all glued in. But I'm not going to test that theory. Yeah, but nobody can see that on purpose. Okay, then push that one back down. She's not that way, I don't think. Time zones do suck. Well, all of us being on different time zones, really. Okay, so that, let me see. Well, there you go. One window fell out. So let me re-glue that one. Put a drop up here on the top as well. Teachers know everything. So do shirts. One time I called a kid and said, "Did you get back to work a little bit late? He's like, yeah. He'd gotten a speeding ticket and the cop had called me. So, oh. That's what I just spent the last 30 minutes doing. Isn't that special? So now, make sure I got this on here the right way because the glue is liable to oh man. There, let me try a little bit longer. There. Is that better? Sorry guys, you'll never unsee that. So those two lugs fit in there, 3 screws will go here. 20E, which I believe these are identical. They are. So what?
Tyson wanted to come to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Dun dun dun. I don't think they're going to ban me. I hope not. But, you know, if it happens, I'll just have to do all my streams directly on HLI. So these two will go in here. And I didn't catch what you meant, Kenny. Why is that one not going? Oh, I'm trying to put it straight in, and it's supposed to go in at an angle. Yes, indeed. I mean, we saw Eric a few videos ago. My kids are walking back and forth in here, as in fur babies. 3 screws. I couldn't have done that if I'd have tried the way that worked. It's not how it says to put 1 screw in here. And this time I'm paying attention. It's the red and blue wire will go in here. And 2 more screws. Oh, by the way, where was it? Oh, Eric, R rating. I always end up with the R rating, man. Put right on there. This is not for kids. Sometimes I think about clicking the button that says 18 or older, but I'm like, nah. So some of these windows are sticking a little bit farther down than they should be, but that's okay. It's keeping the screw from going as far in as it could. Okay, so now that's got to turn this down again, because that would be bad if I blew up the lights in the Enterprise. where is, there's the little board. I couldn't find the little board. Same here. Let's see, you're a kid that's over 18, so it's allowed. I'm a kid at heart, and I'm going through my second childhood now. "46, youngin'." I remember 46. Alright. Kill that. You can see the lights on there. So that one's good. So that nobody panics, I will plug the HLI FX 001 back in. And turn it back up to 9. I like the fact that it's labeled 001, which means Kenny is Kenny is expecting at least 10 boards. I like that idea. Oh, cool. Let me unplug this because this one goes directly onto the saucer. I thought it was "I'm your Huckleberry." There's getting to be so many wires that it's difficult to pick this thing up because it grabs things. So it says to run them underneath here. I'm just looking at what it's telling me to do with the lights. Certain cables is shown. Okay. You're right. You guys are absolutely right. So Kenny's got another 98 boards to go. That's awesome. So let me get these out of here. Push those down in there like that. Hang on. Okay, this one goes over here. Let me see. It does. Good. I was looking to see if there's enough flex to actually move this red and blue wire, similar to the way I did the other one. Because where this is going to end up, it would be better if it was on the other side of this lug right here. Suddenly there was a great resounding crack as I break apart. Not really. So now let me very gently just jerk these wires straight down to bend the LEDs. The LED leads so that they'll fit onto the lugs under here. There's a lug here and a lug here. Let's see. Ah, okay. I'm gonna get 3 DP screws. You guys are probably wondering why I just made that noise of of discovery. And what I just saw was this lug that I just moved this part around here. Hang on. So there's a lug right here that I just moved this wire around to get it to where it should be. It says to put a screw in here, here, and here, securing both of these hull sections at the same time. And that could be easier done than said. Pull that wire down there too. Almost lost a screw. Does that mean I have a screw loose? Self-programming board that will adapt itself perfectly to whatever model you put in. Witchcraft board tech. Will also drink the blood of your enemies. That's kind of cool. Okay. So that's got that one. Now to put screws in underneath these wires here. I'll see if I can get this up close enough to show you the 2 screws that I'm putting in right now. Well, that sounds really good. I don't know if you guys can hear it. No making the defiant. You can't vote him off the island. It's not your turn. And which island are you trying to vote him off of? That looks really bad. Hang on. I have a really badly pinched wire right now. It's because, oh no. Don't want the blade, I want the screwdriver. There we go. So what I've got right now, guys, is I've got this LED, instead of the wire being down in the trench where it should be, it's being crushed. It's because of the way I did the red one. I have read reviews on people do not like, and I agree with them, with the way the Eaglemoss is done. The wiring. Let's see if I can get this to go down now, because it's not crushing that anymore. So you're calling the board, that board, the Conan board, Hobby Lincoln. We will do more, but we are seriously running out of cash to make more as the summer is hitting people and spending money on not on hobby related things. I am buying more boards as soon as they come out. I dropped $200 on another tram today. Yeah. So I'm leaving it right now, but that needs some work right there. Hoping later on something will pull that together. I've got the same issue right here. And it's because of the way they routed the wires. Chips we don't need. What about some dip? Some dip to go with those chips. Sorry. Okay, so the last thing for this section is to put this part here. I have no wires, no extra or missing wires. This one goes all the way up here, so this wire they want to go through here. This wire up here. And so there's these two oval openings here where these screws are going to go through. There's a tab here that goes into the slot here. This has to be bent down. And again, a spot I'm not liking the way they're running their wiring. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me zoom in so you can. So right here, these screws are supposed to go in here like this, and they want you to run this wire up back through this hole instead of doing it the smart way. Matter of fact, they want you to run this, both sides of this thing in through here. I'm just not liking the way it looks. So let me do what I've done before, which is I'm going to loosen this screw enough to take, hopefully enough to take that light out. Sorry I'm off screen, guys. Let me loosen this other screw. I'm taking 2 screws loose so I can get the one light released from here. So now I've got it like this, where this wire is loose. Take it back up under here. Still don't like the way they're having me do this one. You know what? I'm going to do that on the other side too. Still not looking to get a 3D printer myself yet. I don't know that I would use it or get the use that I should out of it. Okay. So when I pull these wires the way out, so if you look, or if you can see, what I'm doing is I'm going to pull these wires up through here. If I can get this second one up through here, the way they suggest for the LED with a green and yellow wire. And I'm bending the wires to get them up through here. And then rather than running the red and blue wires underneath there, I'm going to bring them back down on the other side. Get this spaghetti out of here. Oh, almost perfect, but I forgot that lug. Okay, that's got that in, and I should be able to tighten that down without having too much difficulty. So 2 BM screws. I'm not going to tighten them down completely. No Titanic, or no printer for you until the Titanic is done. No soup for you today. Okay, that's got it holding it in place. This is huge to be able to bring up here. So I've got these wires here that have got to come back in here on both sides. And then I'll tighten everything back up. It just didn't make any sense to me the way they were having it run. They were running these wires down under this here to here. That's just asking for the wires to get broken. Oh, Kenny, you're done. She saw the chat. She laughed. The trick is to get this wire on this side in frame. So I've got this wire crossed over here. And I've got to plug it into this slot if I can. Kind of understand why they did that, but I still don't like it. Not able to get that far enough separated. And just remember, Kenny, she's probably not laughing with you. She's laughing at you. Okay, put a screwdriver in there to pry that open just a bit. I wish I could put a camera on top of my head so you guys could see exactly what I'm seeing. So you'd have an idea of what is truly going on here. Okay, that's on either side of that pin. Let me put that screw back in. Only one screw at a time. Now, I honestly think that's what it's going to take to fix those two spots in the front where it's not lining up, is I'm going to have to take it apart and rewire or redo where the wrong screw, dumbass, pardon me, redo where the wires are running. Okay, that's got that side. The only thing I got to do still is very gently pull these wires. Get the black one first, and the red one. Hopefully the red one will go without me breaking. Okay. That is much more better. Now if you look, you can see how I've got the green and yellow and the red and blue on separate sides of that one brace. Now to do the other side the exact same way. But now that I've done it once, much easier because I know what to do to get that. To get the wire through there. So first I'm going to stick the wire back through there, through the gap, drop the screwdriver. The fun part is there's no real good way to grab a hold of this thing and hold it up while you're doing this. So I'm grabbing it, I'm lifting it, balancing it, putting screwdrivers into spots where I really shouldn't to pry it apart so I can put the LED in there. No, shit! Well, that's a change that I didn't need. Like I've said before, best laid plans. I have two windows that are now loose on this side. Not R-rated yet. Just frustration. Because these are not glued in. Much as I hate to do it. Let's see if I can maneuver this thing around enough to take that one side off without breaking any wires or anything like that. Okay, that should let the board or the part loose. Okay, that's the other screwdriver, or other screw. They should provide a vise to hold it in. Or like the Millennium Falcon, they provided some pieces of plastic that you could lay it into. So right here, these two windows popped out. Since I have it open and glue handy, we fix this. So that none of the rest of them will want to take a trip. And I'm sure that's what is wrong with that other one too, is it's that I had the light leak on, is it is currently popped up like this one just was. But with this out like it is right now. Dirk, what's up? Welcome to the stream. This open the way it is now, I should be able to, of course it's backwards from what I needed.
Did you talk to me?
No, I was talking to somebody on the stream, babe. So let me pop these screws back in. This one got a little bit chewed up there. But I'm pretty sure this is about a 90% solution right now. It looked almost like there was glue on there. So flip this around. Yellow and green go up here. Blue and red in here. Flip it back over, holding it together so I can get the screws in there. See you, Donnie. Have a good time. I'm thinking that I'm going to finish. Let me see. I've got. This is 20. I might do stage 21. This is going to end up being 3 videos for one issue. Okay, that. So these are all tightened now. I can bend all the LEDs or the leads the way they need to go. This matches up with that. is back where it needs to go. Now the fun part. Drop this back down to 4 volts. Because with all the tweaking and bending of those wires, I might have broke something. Of course, it would help if I knew where I put the board. So it's these two that I just did. Hopefully I have not broken anything. And don't be picking on Dirk. He builds like nobody's business. He builds as fast. His building is as fast as Kenny and mine are slow. Plus, he's the star of a novelist that I like a lot. His books. Cool. As you can see, lights are working. Really bright here, shouldn't be that bright, but huh? Okay. So let me turn this back over. Pull this board back out of here and let me see. Okay. That actually is the end of stage 21. Or stage 20, sorry. '21 and '22 look just as complicated and long. This is turning out to be one stage takes 2 hours at this point. So I'm going to call this good. Wife's been banging around in the kitchen. It's about time for dinner. Kenny's going to stream later. So, that's where we're at right now. Not sure when I'm going to get a chance. Maybe I'll do it even on the live stream tomorrow. I need to look at how to fix this spot here, and this spot here so that they're actually flush. And I'm sure what it is it's the wires that are poking it up. So, take a look at that either tonight or tomorrow. I might work on the shuttle tomorrow. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen on the live stream. Could even be the Pearl, because the Pearl happens to be handy too. Turn my power supply back up. Okay, so let me flip over. So, having a lot of fun with this, but there are some really complicated places. Donnie needs to start going first so that I can follow his lead rather than him following my lead. He's seeing all the difficult pieces that I'm running into, so he doesn't have to fight with it. I had a lot of fun. It was a little bit different timing for the stream. Don't know whether I'm going to do anything to the Enterprise between now and Tuesday. Yeah, Mark, actually I said Donnie, didn't I? Mark, you need to go first, because I'll tell you what, it's time for you to start finding some of the tricks to this. But not sure if I'm going to do anything on this before Tuesday. Thanks, Dirk. It is. It's a lot of fun. It's not a novice build. Really, it isn't. They say it is, but it isn't because of some of the things, like right there. Let me flip this around to where you can see it. Right here, you can see some gaps. You know, I'm gonna have to probably take all of this back off and rework it because after reworking this is fitting perfect. Having a good time with it. It's kind of taken over the streams for right now. Still getting parts for the X-Wing, still getting parts for the Terminator. I should have the last of the parts within the next month and a half. Getting more parts for the Ecto, and I just ordered some more, another wooden tram from Europe. So, like and subscribe or not, you know, it's completely up to you. If you're not a member and haven't gone over there, go over to HL or HobbyLinkInternational.com. There's a link in the description. Great place to hang out and meet new modelers and actually learn some stuff about modeling. It's my home away from home. I do some videos over there. There are a lot of people over there that do a lot of videos. Like one of them is Dirk. Prolific builder. He is posting like every 13 minutes sometimes. Great to see what he does. So, have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care of yourselves out there. Talk to you later.